I just like put my fingers on each side of it so I could like move it back and forth to look at it to see exactly what it was. Bitch, tell me why this is the shit that started coming out.
That's just nasty.
Do you see it?
Big ass thing to cottage cheese.
That's what my mom said. She said it's called a something type cyst.
That's nasty.
What?
I don't want to see.
And dude, I have a weak stomach. It was about to make.
She's showing me something.
Please
like
erase
that.
that. No, don't erase it. Don't erase it.
Jesse.
Don't. I want to see
Okay.
it. I do not.
Jesse.
Okay, now this isn't as bad, but look, this is where it started when I was looking at it on each side. That's before it all started coming out.
How big was it on the dog? I don't want to see the picture, please. I just saw pictures of
it
it being
was
slaughtered, so I
No, it
don't
wasn't
do it
inky
anymore.
dinky. It was probably about that good size around.
Is it cancerous or no?
I don't know. My mom will not take her to the doctor because she's scared she does have cancer.
What are the apartment complexes?
What do you mean? What are they?
What's the name of them?
Vivian Oaks.
Okay, we have the entire internet, so you might want to look up Vivian Oaks, Kansas City, Missouri, cancer, and see if there's anyone else who shows up with that thing. And
Just Google it.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm just asking.
Of course, the whole world does that.
That is disgusting. That was like a set of
nunchucks. It looked
No,
like
it was
butter
gross. It
chips.
looked like cottage cheese.
Yeah, that's
Like
disgusting.
cottage cheese completely.
This is my sweet stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you make me want to really, really hurt. And I don't have a weak stomach neither, but that's making me want to shit fire.
Wow. Oh my god, it's gross. That reminds me of that time I seen that shit. Like, on there was a human and he had a big ass. It was probably like that big.
I told my
And I
mom for
swear
a
to
long
God,
time.
I don't watch
posted a
that shit.
video of them going.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. I don't understand how it got that big. The biggest thing that freaks me out on me that doesn't even freak me out is this is it. That's it. That kind of weird shit is disgusting.
This big around.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
On your back.
You're making me fucking sweat and oil. I'm like, Crisco.
Okay, I'll stop. But I'm just saying that's exactly what that just reminded me of.
Makes me die a little inside. So anyway, I'm getting a thing together with all the free places you can get stuff at.
Can I
and
please hit that?
Yeah, I just actually lit it.
Oh
with
no,
it.
I didn't know. I was just like asking you. I wasn't paying attention. I was just like.
Well, I gave you the last couple hits, and then I was just loading this and hitting it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no big
You
deal.
take it out of context. I wasn't being mean.
Gosh.
Don't forget, your adrenaline's high, which means that anything that happens. Think about when you're already pissed and someone tries to say something out of context, or you would think it is. You jump on them, right? Because all your fucking emotions are at their peak. So just remember that it's not always that serious, and pull it back about 5 notches.
Okay.
I talk monotone a lot. It does not mean that I'm pissed or I'm being mean.
Well, I typed in Vivian Oaks Apartments KCMO cancer, and all that comes up is it comes up with the apartments, blah blah blah. But then it also the only thing that, as far as cancer that comes up when I type that in, it says UWGKC funded agencies. And then it just talks about the American Cancer Society, which is also on North Traffic Way, where those apartments are.
I know. I just do a little research and just see, because if it is, you may figure out what it is and what's causing it, and your mom may be able to live.
That's just like,
Because if she's there and that's causing it, it's going to keep making it worse, and they don't realize that.
it's already spread, Dusty. It's all in her. Do you know what your omentum is? As far as your body? Okay, your omentum is like a blanket, a thin blanket that lies over all of your organs in your body to protect them. It's already spread to her omentum from her ovaries. So it's basically already all up here in her abdomen. Now, whether it has went under the layer of the omentum and started affecting her other organs yet, we don't know. She has surgery on the 3rd and they're going to completely cut her open. It's not going to be like a vaginal thing. They're going to cut her whole stomach open.
Oh God!
And
this right now.
this is so crazy. I had a dream about 3 weeks ago that we were at the doctor's office and that the doctor told her she had cancer in her, that it had spread to her lungs, and that they found it in her left lobe on her left lung. And whew. So when they did this last CT scan, we thought it was just going to be of the ovaries and stuff. But when she got the little report that she had to take with her to the hospital and stuff, it said CT of lungs and abdomen and other organs. And that's just so crazy that I had a dream that she had it spread to her lungs, and then he's taking CTs of her lungs. And I keep trying to tell my mom, okay, so she had the CT done last week. 3 days after she had the CT, she saw her oncologist. He didn't tell her anything. He said that he didn't have the previous CT scan to compare the two. I'm like, Mom, he doesn't want to scare you. She's like, no, Dr. Johnson's being really honest with me. And I said, he might be being honest with you, but that doesn't mean he's withholding information. He doesn't want to scare you. I really feel that. I feel like he knows.
He has to by law tell her. He can't not tell her.
Right, Dusty, but, okay, answer this question.
They can't leave out information.
I know. Answer me this question. If he had a previous CT that he did at the beginning when she found out she had cancer.
Right.
When she had that CT, that gives him a picture of all that for him to see where it's at basically and blah, blah, blah. Am I right or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I was trying to explain to my mom, they've taken another CT and it's been 2 months later. Mom, they have something to compare it to. They can tell whether or not it's spread or whether or not it hasn't.
But if their old one was crappy, then they can't go back in time and make a better one.
I know that. I know.
So
but what I'm trying to explain to her is the doctor has some idea.
He could.
What
happened to the first one? Did they do the first one as well in their office?
She did the first one in the hospital. She went to hospital because she had pneumonia. They ended up doing a CT scan. Okay, while she was there for pneumonia, they also found out that she had cirrhosis of the liver. That was the first thing we found out. So we thought it was just cirrhosis. Okay, now mind you, for about the last 4 months, my mom had been telling me, she's like, Jesse, I have to tell you because I'm so embarrassed to tell anyone else. She had something bulging from her vagina. Like bulging. Like she took a mirror and was all. I said, Mom, when we were at the hospital, I said, you need to tell the doctor or I'm going to tell the doctor about that bulge. I said, you don't know, that could be a fucking tumor.
Yeah.
So tell me why. She tells the doctor, and they tell her OBG whatever to come in, and he does a fucking exam, and the first thing he says to her is, Miss Coburn, I hate to tell you this, but I really think that you have ovarian cancer. And tell me why after her first round of chemo, that fucking bulge went away.
They're supposed to do that.
I think the chemo
She's
killed
had
it.
more chemo.
She's had 3 rounds of chemo.
Is she okay? Yeah, she's one of those cancer treatment centers.
Yeah.
I would try another one too. I go.
She's been going to KU Cancer Center.
KU Med. KU Med is who let Angie go, and they didn't realize that she was having strokes.
Mm-hmm.
They thought that she just had whatever the other hospital said she had, which was meningitis.
Yeah.
And let her go. And she then couldn't feel inside of her body, and they still ignored it.
Well, my mom already I think that's why she's so angry and been being so, yeah, but
Careful with that one.
She's already had premonitions that they open her up and say, there's nothing we can do for you and close her back up.
She's probably right. But Is she good with God
Yeah.
and all that?
Well, I don't. She says she's made peace with God and that she feels like she's
Well,
good
you
with
can
it.
tell someone's saved.
Right. My mom has a lot of. I think she has a lot of anger, bitterness, and resentment in her heart.
Well, that would clear up here when she realized what's going on after the surgery. But she could also die during the surgery, right? Isn't there a large?
Yeah.
I know.
And the doctor told her the last time he did tell her it's basically at this point where you're at now, as far as your lab work and everything is showing, it's a 50-50 chance. He's like, that's all I can tell you. It's either
She's gonna live